What's up, YouTube? Today we got a squat and a hamstring workout for you. Right here, you see my top set of squats for today, and this is actually somewhere around our seventh or eighth set of squats. For a really taxing and dynamic movement like squats, you really need to take the time to warm up and go through a nice progression before you get to your top weight and to your working sets. So here I am doing 300 for a set of 8, and it's going up pretty nicely, which is good to see. I haven't done back squats in a long time. I usually stick to front squats and deadlifts for most of my leg movements. And here we're moving on to leg curls. And what's really important with these is to really squeeze and flex your hamstrings at the top of the movement. And this is actually our last set. We did 5 sets of these. And on the 5th set, you do 15 reps and then drop down in weight and burn out and try and get as many reps as possible after that. It's a good way to really tax the hamstrings, and it's good to do this type of movement before you do our next movement.
All right, guys, so right now we're doing some stiff leg deadlifts, and we're using some dumbbells, and I got a quick little trick right here to really get the hammies firing. You see, if I zoom in here, we're using plates, 10-pound plates, and we're just putting our toes up there to get a better stretch in the hammies.
So in the previous clip, I said that it was good to do a movement like a leg curl before we moved on to this one. And that is because with a leg curl, you're shortening the head of the hamstring. And with a movement like the stiff leg deadlift, you're stretching that back out again. So it's a good way to contrast the movement and the mechanics of your hamstrings to further tax it and potentially get more muscle growth out of it. All right, this last exercise here is leg press, and this is basically just a burnout exercise. And for this, we kept our feet wide and high on the machine to bring in more hamstring involvement. Moving on, we have calf raises. And whenever you're doing calves, it's very, very important to go slow and controlled. You'll notice at the top of each rep, I'll hold it for a good 1 to 2 seconds, and I'll go down very slowly. And then here, I'm just doing a burnout. I do 10 reps and then do as many as possible at this fast burnout pace.
Hey guys, a little change of scenery here. We are actually in my living room right now, and I wanted to talk to you guys about your shoe apparel or your foot apparel, whatever you're wearing, your shoes, while you're working out. And to me, this is often overlooked, but it's also a very important thing to take into factor in your workouts. As you'll see earlier in this video, in the workout, I was lifting without any shoes on. All I was wearing was socks. And the reason I do this, I get a lot of questions about this. The reason I do this is to get me closer to the ground. It puts me on a solid platform that's not going to move, which is, the ground. And it gives me a good stable base to push off of, whether I'm doing squat or overhead press or deadlift. It's very important to be able to have a stable platform when you're lifting, and that's why when you look at a lot of Olympic weightlifting shoes, a lot of the heels on those shoes are made out of really hard, durable plastic. Some of them even have wooden heels, and that's, like I said, to give them a stable platform on which to lift from. Now, in the shoulder workout that I posted a few days ago, I was wearing these Nike Air Prestos, and the reason I was wearing these and say something other than shoes I wasn't lifting in socks in that video. But the reason for that was because I was staying pretty light on the overhead press, so I didn't see my shoes as a big need to pay attention to. So what you don't want to do, number one thing, is do not squat or deadlift in a running shoes. Please do not. Lifting in a running shoe, primarily squatting or deadlifting or leg press or anything where you're pushing or pulling weight where the center of gravity is through your heels or through your feet, do not wear a running shoe, because running shoes are made with a lot of comfort and a lot of cushion in the heel and in the sole of the shoe, and that's not what you want when you're lifting. When you're lifting, you want something that's flat and close to the ground, and it's very hard, as like a Olympic weightlifting shoe, or a nice alternative to that, and usually a little bit more affordable, are wrestling shoes. And wrestling shoes are nice because they're basically like a more durable sock to put on. Most of them have very little cushion on the inside, and most of them stay pretty flat throughout the sole of the shoe, which is also another thing you want to look for when getting a shoe to work out in. You don't want shoes that towards the end, the toe might come up like this. You don't really want that, because you want as much contact with the ground as possible to give you the most surface area to push off of in a squat or a deadlift. Yeah, that's basically it. I hope I helped you guys, and I hope you learned something from this part of the video, and thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.